Hi, my name is Logan. I am 21 years old. I'm from Beaumont, Texas.
So you won't?
I'm gonna.
So you won't?
Okay, I won't travel then.
Will you? Actually, no. Will you? Are you serious? Will you?
Once I get to a better position, and I want to start traveling.
Okay, so you're not going to go to New York right now.
I will not go to.
You will not.
I will not go to New York.
Good. Okay, your lease, 48-month lease. Okay, but on the extending side, the thing about this, what kills me.
Leasing is not the way to go.
No, it is not, but it's also $536 a month, man. And you are baked in.
I am baked in. My thought was, well, I'm going to be paying. Yeah.
Go ahead.
My thought was, I'm going to be paying a car note anyway. Might as well get a nicer car in that case. That's the way that they made it seem, is like, hey man, you're gonna have a car note anyway.
You seriously? I mean, you know the tricks. You work there. You know the tricks. Why'd you fall for the tricks?
Because it sounded good. I mean,
but that doesn't make any sense. Like, if I'm going to have a payment, I may as well have a more expensive payment. That's what you just said in a different way. That's what you just said in a different way. You understand that, right? If I'm gonna have a payment, I may as well have a more expensive payment. That is what you said in a slightly different way. You said if I'm gonna have a car payment, I may as well have a nice car. You just said if I'm going to have a payment, I'm going to have a high payment. How does that make sense? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, the average car
payment. I'm going to have
a
credit card balance. I may as well have a $100,000 credit card balance. Today's sponsor is Exter, and their new Parliament wallet and new Cardholder Pro are the perfect upgrade for your wallet game. Now, let's talk about why. Both wallets are crafted from premium materials, with the Cardholder Pro made from recycled aluminum. No plastic inside. These wallets are designed to fit your life, holding up to 14 cards without any bulk. And the metal card ejector trigger makes getting your cards out a breeze. Worried about losing your wallet? Exter's got you covered with their Finder card and Tracker card, which sync effortlessly with your Apple devices. But don't worry, Android folks, they work for you too. And right now, Exter has some killer deals. You can grab extra savings with my code HAMMER on top of their ongoing promotions. Head to partner.exter.com/CalebHammer and upgrade your wallet today. Thanks to Exter for sponsoring today's video. Now let's jump back into the episode.
I mean, the average payment on a car right now is like $750.
Are you seriously going to compare yourself to the average dumb who doesn't know how to budget?
I thought I was doing good. I was like, I got.
Well, you're not. It's this is a quarter of your income, and it would be doing well, and you're still not.
At that point, I was making the $5,000 a month. Whenever I got that 3 months in working there.
So even still, with an extended lease, you would want it to be 10% of your gross.
I figured I was going to be making more. Like I said before.
Why? For a job you hated? Or did you only start hating it in the last 3 days and decide to quit? If you already hated it, then that wouldn't have made any sense to do.
I probably hated it in probably the past
What's the buyout?
Months. Buyout right now?
Not that I would recommend it, but I just want to know what the buyout is.
If I sell it to Carvana, it's right at, I believe, 13. No. I can pay 13 to sell it to Carvana, or I can buy it out.
Oh, you can pay 13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or I can buy it out for 22.
22 plus the price of the remainder of the lease? Okay. It's valued at 27 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So with the price of the remainder of the lease in it, it's probably well above that. But you can pay 13 to sell it and get out of the lease.
I can pay 13, sell it, get out of the lease, walk away. But at that point, I was thinking about it. At that point, I would have had to pay about $26,000 in total because I put down $6,000.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
All this is with putting $6,000 down?
Mm-hmm.
Yee!
I traded in my car, then put down another $1,500. So
a 2023 Kia EV? Mm-hmm. This is even a nice car. Did you drive it here?
No, it won't make it this far. You have an EV. You know the mileage is...
Yeah, but a supercharger takes like 2 seconds.
It takes 2 seconds. There's not a whole lot between here and Beaumont.
Well, that's Beaumont's fault for being...
I have to drive
Beaumont
3 towns over to use a supercharger.
Well, there you go. How many miles do you get on this?
The highest I've had is 350.
That's fully charged.
Fully charged, 0 to 100.
I'm going to look up pictures of this then, because what the f is this car? How is this so expensive?
It's a compact SUV.
I'm like, is there any chance? Oh, what a creative name. EV6. Looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It has the fastest 0 to 60 right now.
What is it?
SUV. For the GT, it's 2.5.
For you?
For me,
For yours?
like 4. It's not even.
Okay, then I mean, mine beats that, and I have an SUV. So
You have the Model Y.
X.
Oh,
Also, the X Plaid's I think 2 to 2.5 seconds. So I mean, that's just an inaccurate statement.
but yeah, it was a really nice car.
But you got your selling point.
I got my selling point. I got
It's a lie.
yeah.
Well, it always feels good to sell people when it's a lie. One, I wouldn't have wanted you to lease this, but if this was your car payment at 3 years, I would have at least wanted you to make $6,500 a month.
I thought that's where I was going because whenever.
But even still, it was leased, so you weren't like.
Whenever I started working there, I sold a bunch of cars my first month. Everybody was hyping me up, and then month 6 happened, and month 6 was just.
Well, all
crickets.
markets have up and downs, so I mean, it's you weather. That's what happens in commission. That's what happens in owning a business. We have up, we have downs.
I had major lifestyle inflation. Was what.
Oh,
It was complete lifestyle inflation. I went out, bought my new car. I was thinking about buying and going to see if my girlfriend wanted a new car too. I was like, we moved into a nicer apartment at that time as well. Right as I got the car, upped our rent, got into a nice little neighborhood.
now that I'm being around you more and I'm realizing this is just your existence, I don't hate you as much. Actually, I don't hate you now. Good. I don't hate anyone. I don't dislike you. At first, I thought you were like putting on like a little show because I didn't have a chance to meet you before because I was on a phone call with the vet. So I thought you were just coming in here and being a cheeky little boy, and I was like, "What the f is this?" But this is you. Okay, that's fine. Okay with them. Yeah, we need to think about this car situation at the end.
That one is mine. I do know that.
Capital One Quicksilver.
Yes, that's my oldest card. It has no annual fee. That's the only reason why I keep it open.
Keeping it open is fine, but why even hold a balance at $207 when it's accruing interest?
There's a balance on it?
Oh, you little.
There might be stuff like on auto pay or something like that.
What are you talking about? You got a $25 payment, but either way, you only made a $50 payment, so it's not on full auto. It's not auto balance. You have a payment set to it. How do you not know this?
I know if I know I don't spend over X amount of money that I make per month, but whenever I was swiping cards, I was like, all right, I've got $4,000 to spend this month on everything.
$4,000. You would give yourself $4,000 on everything, including rent.
No.
Is that including investing? Oh,
not including rent.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So, okay, walk me through it.
So I would say, all right, I got $4,000 this month. I've got to do this, this, and this month. Plus, I also have to be able to. Well, I don't have to pay for gas, which was nice, as well as I've got to be able to eat every day, and at that time was sushi. So that's kind of where my mindset there is I've got to be able to just stay below that 4,000. We should be all good.
You started it wrong. One reason why I think you're in this is because you started it with the incorrect mind. When you start with, I have $4,000 to spend, you're not going to end up in a better position than where you are right now. That's not how it works, buddy. We assign where every cent is going on a monthly basis by establishing what goals you have. Where do you want to get? Where do you want things to be? How quickly do we want debt paid off? What do we want for a retirement goal? What is required to get there? What are the steps along the way? What does our budget need to do to reflect that? And then if our budget is not fitting it, maybe it's an income thing at that point. What do we need to fix around that to reflect that? If we f***ed up looking at the past month, we're like, oh, so what do we need to fix in our current budget to reflect it? What do we need to adapt? That is what we're doing. But if we're starting the month with, I have $4,000 to spend, and you're saying that after you're not even taking into account rent or investing or anything like that, are you taking into account the car bill?
Yes.
Okay, but even still, not taking into account rent and investing, this is a dangerous place to go. $4,000 to spend.
I think a big thing is they gave me huge credit limits. Like they're just.
Which is why then you are not a credit card person. If you do not know how to manage, you didn't even know there's a balance on here that's accruing interest. And there's still auto charges probably happening. No, a returned payment. I think you had a payment declined. A payment declined for pulling from your checking account.
I didn't know about that. I don't ever check that card.
You need to check all cards. Sit down on a monthly basis at the end. Again, you're going to get this going through the budgeting program, so just please make sure to take that. Please promise me you'll go through it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Oh, it's at 31.74% interest.
That one was high. Capital One does have really high rates.
Capital One be doing high rates. Okay. Mileage Plus United.
That's the big one. Or one.
This is the big one? Oh, it is. I don't understand why you've allowed yourself to get into this position at 21. This is by 21. If you took a half a decade or a decade to accumulate this, it's not like I would excuse it or any means, but the fact that you've done this by 21 creates a pit in me.
A lot of this has happened since January.